welcome to Aquarius Dragon Tarot. I'll be your guide on this journey, and for today's card of the day, while I was shuffling my decks, the following 5 cards all came out in a clump. So I'm going to honor this 5, and let's take a moment to breathe with our angelic guides. Please show us what is in our highest loving good and grace to receive. And may we do so with open heart, open mind. And what doesn't resonate, simply allow it to flow through. It might be a fun story to listen to or an allegory or two. And without further ado, they're asking me to go from the inside out. So let's flip our central card here. Whoa, okay. Strength. This card is one of my absolute favorites, and the power of it is really in courage. Strength isn't always a physical, and often it's misinterpreted that way because strength is really truly an inner and heart-centered process, which is why we have the infinity symbol above the head. The infinity symbol connects to the heart, where the two components of the divine masculine and divine feminine residing within the heart get to connect through the central core heart chakra. And this story of this beautiful card is that there is a maiden who's walking freely in this field. And as she is doing so, this lion, fierce lion, comes lunging at her. And she does not move her stance, though she does feel trepidation. And eventually, the lion comes forward and snarls at her as if to harm her. And what she does is she pets the lion. And instantly, that rage and that possibility of being ravaged by this fierce feral creature suddenly changes, and it becomes a befriending of what would have been the greatest fear of potentially her life. And to me, the more powerful aspect of this card is walking into your leap of faith, knowing that no matter what you face, you are going to be able to connect with it and commune with it, and realize that it's actually here to empower you and to open your heart to new dimensions that were already destined for you. The number 8 is obviously the era of Leo. You might have Leo in your chart, and definitely a lion guardian is here as part of your spiritual family, along with obviously the dragons that are here, and so lovingly so. And oftentimes with Aquarians, our earth is something that we can build into a bubble for ourselves. We can live in air bubbles for ourselves when the earth around us does not support us the way we want it to. And what I sense is you're coming into your divine earth. And this card is all about finding that space within yourself and allowing it to also be something you step onto outside of yourself. And the greenery that's around you is a part of what's allowing you to blossom through. And this summer, it's what I hear is it's gonna be a hot summer. Like, instead of it's gonna be a good night, I hear it's gonna be a hot summer. And I think the heat is on for you to be able to really choose the places and people that you want to integrate into your life. And to know that the leap of faith that you have taken, and that's what I sense here, is somebody has taken a major and grand leap of faith, and it's scary. And it has taken all of your courage. That would be the name that I would put on this card, is courage. It has taken all your courage to stand your ground, and you're facing some serious challenges, and know that those challenges are going to transform because you are willing to face them. And sometimes all it takes is just showing up, even if you don't know the answer of what do I do, how do I fix this, just show up and the rest will come through for you. 8 is also the number for reciprocity, for giving and receiving in kind. Whoa. Oh my goodness, okay, look what's surrounding you. Look at you leaving behind all the pain. And it's like in another iteration of this same scenario, you had to back off because it was dangerous for you and you got deeply harmed. So it might have been a business that you had tried to start before, or an activity that you had always wanted to do or dreamt of doing, but you failed. Just know that nobody hits the bullseye on the first arrow. And it took you many arrows, and that's perfectly aligned for you, because that's what allowed you to transform the world for yourself into a new point of view. And if you hadn't had all of these quote unquote failures, and 9 are the number for the closers, they're the people who are facing off with the most intense scenarios and lives and experiences that have come through for generations. And what you have faced off with has brought you to a place of understanding. I actually am a pretty amazing, fierce warrior. And look at, to me, these are all the battles I have won. But I also have been wounded. And I understand that I don't wish to strike anyone, nor be struck again. And I think that's what allows you to hold, and we're going from the 9 to the 8. It's like, this is what allows you to be able to go into your courageous space so that you can be born the other side into your new world and your new realm that you're creating within you. And this new world, and I love that we have 2 of the major arcana at play here already out of 5 cards. The world is really, I feel like this beautiful being, male, female, they, is coming into their own. And I know that this is a cloak, but what I saw was a serpent, and I see this little green friend right up on top as a tiny dragon that's just hanging out with her, or them, or he. And to you, it is the ultimate laurel, and it's something that you're giving yourself. It's almost like the outer hasn't quite caught up with what you're doing on the inside, because they think you're still smarting from all the pain. But you have taken all of that, you've transformed it and faced it. And now you are in a new renewal sense of inner rejuvenation and regeneration. Like, I feel the Hierophant card here as well, where you are going within, and it's like, when we go into this form of regeneration after going through such profound trials, it generally is a regeneration not just of our physiognomy, but of our auric sphere, which is essentially the remembrance of the womb atmosphere. And the womb atmosphere is the remembrance of our spiritual divine guides that are holding us at all times. And when we have and I feel like this red that's here, it almost looks like a bandage. It's a reflection of this bandage on the head. Like, you might have left behind something that was incredibly abusive for you, whether it was mentally or physically. What I feel is the mind. Like, there was an attack on your mind in a way that you just decided, you know what? Instead of taking it as an attack, instead of this time fighting the lion, I'm just gonna pet the lion. And that's what all of these were, where every time you faced off with the lion, and maybe you won, or maybe you hit it, or maybe you struck it, and this one time you said, you know what? I'm going to cover myself in my beautiful blossoms, because I'm blossoming through every aspect of my life. Look, it's already happening with these gorgeous wands, these 8 wands that are behind you, and the 9th one in your hand, and this is number 8. So I feel like this is like the 10th, like that next one. That next wand, instead of holding it up, you took all the flowers, all the buddings from all the wands, and you covered yourself in them as a symbol of love and reconciliation with yourself. And so from there, this incredible new sphere, this incredible new space where your world is coming round right, is what I hear. And it's what you already knew was supposed to happen for you. It just had a delay, but that delay needed to, because you were growing and you were receiving insights that would never have come to you had you not decided to go through this path as you have done so. Oh my gosh, I said the Hermit. Holy smokes. Oh, actually, I said the Hierophant, not the Hermit. But still, okay. All right, look at how many, there's like 4 major arcana. You are so loved. You are so guided. Everything is exactly as it needs to be. This going within you, it's about a humbleness of pride, because you know how strong you are, you know how amazing you are, but you're going deeper inside that. And I feel like this lantern that you are holding is your own light, is the light of your soul, because your life is your light through any darkness that you may have to go through. And there is going to be some grief because you've gone through so much. And that grief is, it's almost like people are going to be like, well, why are you sad? You should be so happy. Sometimes people cry when they're the most happy. You'll see it in videos where little kids get everything they want and they start crying. And it's not because they don't want it. It's because they have had to wait so long. They have had to fight so hard for it to come through and true. And that's what's coming out for you. And the moon is all about your intuition. So whatever was blocked, and by the way, I love that we have this double 9 here. Oh my gosh. And we have a 21, which is number 3. And we have the number 18. So the number 8 comes again. And that also equals 9. Oh my goodness. So we have triple 9s here. We have double 8s because of the 8 here and the 8 here. And we have a number 3, or the number 21, which is before the number 22, which is another master number. So your mastery of where you are going and how deeply you are intuiting what needs to happen is so spot on. And your spirit guides, like, I feel like this one, I know it's probably a fox, but I see it as a baby dragon. Like, baby dragons are on the field. Scorpions are there. You might have Scorpio placement in your chart, which is the truth speaker of the zodiac. And when Scorpios are in alignment with their truth, they are a fierce and powerful waymaker for others. And what I see is this beautiful dog energy is just an unconditional loving family. And whether that's a physical family, or whether that's a loved one, or whether that's your spiritual family that you're leaning into, whichever direction you're going in, just know that they are so rooting for you. It's like they're howling to your lunar, your inner, your intuitive grace and knowing, because it's what's meant to be aligned for you. And it's finally now, only in the very immediate now, able to come through, because you had to go through all these wormholes. And I feel like this beautiful soul who is whacked and hit and put in his or her or their place is finally coming out to say, you know what? I don't need to be hit anymore. I don't deserve to be hurt anymore. I am not here to be receiver of others' pain only. I'm here for a brighter life and a bigger dream. And that dream is one that, like the moon, shines on so many other souls. And it has to do with the wilderness within, is what I hear. Your inner wild child. And sometimes people think being wild is like when people go crazy, and it's not. Our feral self is so wholesome and innocent and true and real. And that's what's coming through for you. And that's what you're uncovering through this whole journey that you've been on, is to reveal to you just how magnificent you are and how much you really deserve. And that the fears that you are facing so strongly, if ever you're in doubt or you feel like, I don't know what I'm doing, go within yourself. Take your time, take your alone time. You might be out and about in the world and be surrounded by people so often. Even if it's as simple as sitting and meditating for 2 minutes, or going to the restroom and shutting the door and just breathing with your heart. Taking time every day to connect with your heart, to embrace the journey that you're on, so that you are no longer a servant to the master of someone else's ideograms of fear. Because I feel like all of that were the ideas of others about what this beautiful lion was going to be for thee. And instead of holding on to their ideals, you said, you know what? This time around, this number 10, which to me is what this is like, I'm gonna go in, and instead of running away from the lion, I'm going to embrace the lion as part of my world. And guess what the lion does? Look at that double lion, embraces you right back. And in this era, as we are going into the Taurian realms and moons, from the Aries, from the fire to the earth. Finding that sacred earth is what this whole journey is about. Is for you to ground yourself. And grounding oneself isn't an outer experience, it's an inner experience. As we ground ourselves within, the outer aligns with us naturally. That's just the way that life is built. There's no other way for it to be. It is such an honor to witness you. Bless your beautiful life and journey.